Coming up today, we're chatting with Monte from Client Liaison.
Yeah, we've handed out oysters for a while during our DJ sets. It's just like creating moments.
And I'll tell you about the Laramie Project. Produced on Awabakal and Warramai land, this is the good stuff on Newcastle Live.
This is
Good.
good stuff.
The good stuff.
Young People's Theatre is kicking off the year with the Laramie Project. It's a poignant story about a brutal hate crime that shook the nation and fueled the fight for LGBTQIA+ rights. A cast of just 13 performers will bring to life over 70 characters in this immersive production. To find out more and grab your tickets, head on over to newcastlelive.com.au.
This is
Good stuff.
Lobster lovin' and disco poppin' duo Client Liaison will hit King Street this Saturday night for their first DJ tour. Here's the chat that we had with Monte prior to their gig. Well, I want to start off by asking you about your creative process when it comes to writing. What does it generally look like?
It looks like kind of like all kinds of notepads.
Yeah.
So like,
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, so like, you know, I journal a lot and write lyrics in that way. And then I usually put them into a computer and then I edit them there and do a lot of like free writing there. So yeah, just like masses of pages of stuff.
That's crazy.
And then, for Client Liaison, a lot of the beats come from Harvey first, or we work with producers. But for my solo stuff, I've been making my own beats. But
That's exciting.
Yeah, so yeah, it can vary in many ways. I've been trying to play a lot of piano lately.
Have you been writing lately? And are you planning to release anything for clients soon?
Yeah, so at Client Liaison's like we're taking a break from the studio.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so we like this tour is a bit of a hey, let's celebrate what we've done up to now. And
Okay.
because we're DJing, we can play like all kinds of songs, unreleased remixes, other people's songs, and it means we can also like it can be very extensive and we can go to lots of towns. So yeah, this year we're focusing on our solo projects. I know Harvey's got music ready to release, so he'll probably be first. And I wrote a bunch of songs last year. But yeah, at the moment, just been doing this tour and moving my house. But yeah, planning to get back into it up here.
Yeah, that's so exciting. Can you let us in on like a bit of a sneak peek of what it's going to sound like, the stuff that you've been writing?
Yeah, I guess there was some songs that we'd written and we kind of brought them to the table, but they didn't necessarily feel like Client Liaison. So a lot of mine were more kind of mellow and organic,
Cool.
and wacky. So I guess, you know, as well as, you know, the kind of fun, uplifting, funky, dancey Client Liaison vibe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess those flavors of like mellow, organic and weird don't necessarily fit within Client Liaison. So it's a chance to explore other areas that I've always loved. Like I've always loved Latin music
Yeah.
and yeah, organic music, working with a band, that kind of thing.
Where do you think that love for Latin music came from?
I just love like stuff. I love syncopation and I love African music as well, but Latin music, I think I like that I can't understand the lyrics and I just get lost
Yeah.
and my
yeah.
imagination just goes wild. It feels like I'm in Brazil and I've never been there. So it's like, you know, a magical, sunny, funky, sexy,
Yeah.
free place to me in my mind. So when I hear like, yeah, especially like Latin boogie, I really like. It's fun.
And is this your first time making beats?
No, I made my own. I nearly completed an album in 2010 or 11, and it was at the same time that Harvey and I were starting to work together. and we started to do shows. So it just went on the back foot and I never completed it. But I was learning how to produce, and I don't think I was the best producer. And there's some really cool stuff there, but it's very weird. And like I'm my own worst enemy because if it's not exactly right, I don't want to release it. So I've made music for a long time, but I stopped with Client Liaison. I was more working with Harvey and other producers.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm trying to get back on the bike again. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sorry if I'm being ignorant here, but is this your first, is this debut releases as soloists? Or
Yeah, I've never released anything. No. Yeah, it's kind of daunting because it's starting a whole new business.
Yeah.
So I can't have too many expectations, Client Liaison gets to play festivals and tour and that kind of thing. But I think I just got to do it for me.
Yeah, yeah. And what do you think that's going to look like in terms of, this new business?
I'd like to play with a band. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Like I've never properly toured with a drummer. And I love rhythm and syncopation. So like having everything live would be really cool. Because Client Liaison's very programmed.
Yeah.
And I love our live show. But it's lots of MIDI and everything, every guitar changes at every point, everything changes, and it's quite scripted because of that.
And what name are you going to go under?
I don't know.
Don't know?
I guess my own name.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too far ahead. I just want to make good music. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to hear it. So you're currently on tour at the moment, and you'll hit Newey for King Street Hotel on Saturday, the 10th of February. What have been some standout moments on the tour so far?
We've only done like 4 shows. We were meant to be in Queensland last week.
Yeah.
But the weather stopped us going there. But it's great going to like more regional places. And we can play as long as we want. We can, I like going through the crowd, becoming part of the dance floor, and mixing it up. We've been like offering out seafood in our sets, which is nice. And trying seafood
How
where
did
we
that
go.
start?
What's that?
How did that start? I saw a post on your Instagram and I was like, what?
Oysters. We've handed out oysters for a while during our DJ sets. It's just like creating moments for people to connect with and break, the audience, because people can just stand there and look. And it's like, I don't think that's what a DJ set's about. It's not about just watching. It's about like listening, socializing, dancing. So like any way to break the audience up. We like spray champagne, hand out gifts, that kind of thing. Like, like mixing it up, because a DJ set is not that visually, they can't see exactly what you're doing. Yeah. We're having a blast. We don't know what's happening next, which is cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love that. I think it's such a great idea. And it's kind of like breaking that fourth wall.
Yeah, because it's a language. Performance is a language, and you got to talk together and feel the crowd change, and breaking the ice is hardest thing. That kind of making people like laugh, because they can they don't actually realize that they can be seen just standing there like a zombie. It's all fun. It's good fun.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, well, I'm going to let you go in a sec, but before I do, I have to ask, do you have any tips on styling such a fab mullet?
Shampoo is a conspiracy. You can look it up.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I've come out of the sea this morning, so it's not really to its full extent, but hair is fun, but everyone's got different hair, So my hair works in a certain way. I like using a mask, and keeping it hair can get dry, keeping it moist.
Yep.
But also I love my hair in the desert. Looks awesome because it's dusty and dry and looks great, but it's probably not good for it. So I'm quite into hair, if you haven't noticed.
Yeah, sick.
Yeah.
Well, usually it's the case of like people have great hair and they're like, I was just born with it,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I was asking.
My hair was dead straight as a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like super straight and
Crazy.
thin, and then during puberty it changed.
Hell yeah.
My mother has the same hair, so yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, lucky you, man. Well, look, thank you so much for spending some time with me. Can't wait to catch you in Newcastle on the 10th of February.
Awesome. Thanks, Bonnie.
The good stuff. That's it for the good stuff today. I'd love to say a big thank you to Monte from Client Liaison. Be sure to grab your tickets for this Saturday night and keep an eye out on Newcastle Live. We might be doing a cheeky ticket giveaway. Thanks heaps for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow from 4 p.m. for more of the good stuff.